G'day. Doing some man on the street interviews around Christchurch. Ask you guys a couple questions real quick. Do you think that New Zealand's out of the woods with COVID now, or are we going to see more of it later this year?
I think it's probably above my pay grade, but I don't know. Anything can happen, I guess.
That's just your opinion.
I think it's definitely coming back. It's kind of stupid to think that, it's kind of gone for good.
Yeah, how would you feel if we had to go into a second lockdown?
Kind of shit.
Like a full lockdown? Like level 4 or level 3 or level 2?
Let's say between the the two worst levels.
So 3 and 4.
Yeah, how would that
If it's
sit
3,
with you?
If it's 3, I can still work.
Right.
Hopefully, but I mean, I guess it's one of those things. Like if it cropped up again or whatever, I mean, I'd rather they go hard and fast again, stop it out as quick as they can, rather than push it around.
Did COVID earlier this year affect you very strongly, or did you carry on, mostly as normal?
I mean, aside from the 4 weeks of work I was off, I mean, I was pretty lucky because I went back to work in level 3, so I mean, I wasn't complaining too much. I mean, it needed to happen, so.
Okay, so just one more question, a bit broader in scope, but I'm trying to gauge public opinion on the questions of the day. What do you guys think about social media censorship? This is a big trend right now. Companies like Google, Facebook, Twitter, picking and choosing what can go on their platform. And the idea of that is to combat hate speech, which I think all of us or most of us can agree is a bad thing. I just wonder if there's a problem when you're removing free speech to try to promote a free and open society. There's a danger of kicking an own goal there. That's my opinion. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it comes out of how do you define free speech, I guess.
Right. There are certain limitations that are necessary, like you can't have threats or incitement to violence, or defamation. Even in the US, where they have very strong free speech protections, those things are not protected.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm talking about everything within the realm of political opinion, what's called the free marketplace of ideas. I think that's kind of the big question that's being talked about now.
I know, I guess.
For example, if you disagree with the government's response to the COVID, say, and you don't think there should be lockdowns because you think lockdowns don't work, that's just an example.
Yeah.
Do you have the right to have that opinion? It could be wrong or it could be right, but should we have, companies that can actually say, well, that's not allowed, that opinion. So if you post on Facebook, well, I think the lockdown's bullshit, then you get banned. Do you know what I mean? Should that be the system, or?
I guess on one hand, right, say what you want. I mean, at one point it's only going to have so much effect, right? Because, like you said, they're just words that can only have so much effect, right? But then, I mean, if you're posting them onto social medias or whatever, you kind of, how do I say? I mean, you're playing their game, like you're using it on their terms.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of I agree without really reading anything in terms and conditions.
Right. Because they're private companies.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's their product that we all use.
Yeah.
Right. So sure, to a point, it's such a widely used thing, I guess, that everybody.
Well, that's the thing. That's the other argument is that they're so big now, everybody's on them, and this is where all of the important discussions happen about public issues. So it's sort of become like a digital marketplace or digital town square, I should say. But if you have a company that can have the power to shut down one whole side of a debate or one whole side of the town square, that becomes a problem for liberal democratic societies. That's the other argument for it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if an issue's important enough, it's going to be discussed outside of social media as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like
this.
We are to now, right?
No doubt.
Who's going to censor this? It's me to you. There's no interruption.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, and if you sort of open up your own website and you just publish your own content, there's not much that Facebook or any other big media corporation can do.
Sure, it's always going to be smaller because the reality is, like you said, these things are massive. But, I mean, to a point, it's not like, that might stop you putting it on those things or whatever, but it's not stopping anyone from saying anything really, because you can still go out, talk to people face to face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's, like you said, it's like these things have become so massive, and it's such a like you said, quite a good way of saying it, like a town centre.
Town square, yeah.
Town square community kind of thing, where like and a clashing opinions, which is good. It's a nice talking point, a good area for that kind of stuff. But I mean, you can still do that face to face, person to person. Go out, discuss it like you are to me.
Yeah. Or at the dinner table with your family, like
with those things, right? I mean, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of in-person conversations are somewhat getting lost, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Sure.
That's me.
Yeah, cool. This is, as I say, just for my social media. We don't really have community television in New Zealand anymore, so I'm just one of the amateur independent media trying to fill that gap.
Out there, right?
Yeah.
Good on you.
So what's you guys' names? What's you guys' names?
Just Michael.
Andie.
Andie, yeah. I'm Dan. If you want to check out what I post, my handle's at LiveSonnet, LiveSonnet. But yeah, thanks for talking and interesting discussion.
No worries, man.
Cool. Have a good day.
Good luck.
See ya.